Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our review discussion of Batman Arkham Knight. I am Dan Stapleton, the reviewer, and for this one, we're going to take the spoiler gloves off, so just if you haven't finished it, if you don't want to know, tune out.
Yeah. Maybe pause and come back after you've beaten the game.
Right. Come back.
Bookmark it.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about what we liked and didn't like about the story. And with me here is Brendan Graber.
How you doing?
Ryan McCaffrey.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
And Destin Ligari.
Hi, everybody.
All right, Destin, let's start with you this time. What did you like and dislike about the story? Spoiler gloves off.
So I kind of have a weird relationship with how much I like the story. I like the dynamic between Batman and Joker and how he's dealing with how Joker is trying to overtake his mental state, and that whole conflict. But I don't like how it resolved. Like when he kind of has a battle with Joker in his mind and then wins and it gets revealed who he actually is. It's kind of, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. I didn't love it.
So I'll go one better than that. I didn't like how it began and I didn't like how it ended. But I liked pretty much everything in between.
In the middle.
Yeah, because I didn't like, and this is what the supernatural element I was really talking about in my review, is that because you have Joker blood, or because Batman has Joker blood in him, Joker is now taking him over. That doesn't make any sense. They said it's like a form of mad cow disease. No, that's not. You get mad cow disease, you don't turn into a cow. That's not how that works. Mm-hmm. So I would have almost preferred just kind of like a brainwashing situation or some kind of thing where maybe Harley was trying to recreate the Joker.
The people were turning into the Joker.
Yeah, that's weird. So I think they could have done that in a different way because I did love everything in between. I loved having the Joker around. He had some amazing, hilarious lines.
Everybody.
Yes. It was great to have him back.
Yes.
He said he would never do it again, but
he said he would never do it unless they made a version of the Killing Joke, and they did show the Killing Joke in there.
Mm-hmm. So, so I loved having him there. The line about your popularity is falling faster than the flying Graysons on Bring Your Kids to Work Day. That one is amazing.
Yeah.
And they've got some really great dark lines in there. Mm-hmm. And I loved the scene with the four other Joker folk,
Joker zombies.
Yeah, the proto Jokers. The line is you're going to be spectacular. That was I think my best moment in this game.
Yeah.
But like you said, I didn't like how it resolved because it's there's no cure. It's going to take you over. And then he's like, nope, I'm Batman, can't do it.
Yeah, right. He has the mental resolve to fight off the Joker in any form.
Yeah, and it's I get it. He's Batman. He's one of the world's greatest minds. But that just nope, doesn't work.
Should we also talk about Arkham Knight?
Well, first I want to get your.
I don't like the ending, but I tricked my brain into thinking it was more about the Scarecrow's fear gas than the Joker virus, and that if I look at the perspective of his fear is turning into the Joker, and that whole sequence where what it would be like if he became the Joker, and that whole sequence where he's blowing up everything and you actually have a gun, it's hilarious. It's why do I have a gun? But the way they told that story, it was fine. I love the fact that I had a gun and it was just I'm killing people. This is not Batman anymore, and that's what it was going to be like. And I really like how they sealed that off. But yeah, when you stop thinking wait a minute, Joker blood, he just kind of I'm fine now, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
But fear toxin.
Yeah, but the fear toxin, he's done it before. He always he out battles the fear, so I could see that. But the blood thing, it's just it's getting really comic booky crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. The theme of Batman's fear of becoming the thing he hates most. That's a great theme. Mm-hmm. I loved how they did that. Let's talk about the Arkham Knight. I just made my opinion known on that. I don't mind that they retold the story of the Red Hood and Jason Todd, because that is a great Batman story.
It is a great story.
I didn't like how they built it up and they flat out said it wasn't. It was an original character.
Yeah, original character.
It wasn't,
do not steal.
Right.
In the bio thing, it says first appearance Arkham Knight video game 2015.
Yeah. Right,
and he's the Red Hood.
Yeah, it's clearly I've seen it argued as he's a new persona and that means he's a new character. It's no, that is not what that word means.
His hood literally turns red later in the game. Right, he is the Red Hood. Right, it's the same character.
Yeah, it's Jason Todd. He's Robin. He becomes Arkham Knight, and after that he becomes the Red Hood. Like that is just a transitional.
Yeah, you put a little wedge in there.
From the first time I saw him in a trailer, I thought it was Robin, and then it's just so disappointing. And then they even give it away to you, like so much leading up to it.
Anyone who knows the story of Jason Todd and the Red Hood knew pretty quickly who that was, even just from the trailers they showed.
The problem is it couldn't have been anybody else.
They didn't have any other suspects.
Yeah, I mean, you can't build up somebody from the beginning of the Arkham series who didn't exist.
Yep.
And then suddenly say, oh, it's this guy who's known you the whole time.
What if it was his dad? It was Robin's dad. That would have worked.
And yeah, I think
I would have been thrown for a loop.
If the game was just called like Batman Arkham Under the Red Hood, I would have been fine with that. I would have been like, that's cool, Red Hood story.
Well, and the one red herring they did throw out there, actually, there was kind of two. One was the Arkham Knight. It's like, why is he called Arkham Knight? What's his connection to Arkham? Which is apparently just because they have to. Well, I mean, the actual story said that the Joker tortured Jason Todd in an abandoned wing of Arkham.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh well, they got this series brand of Arkham, and so I guess they've got to call it Arkham. So, but I always hated that. But the other red herring they said was like, oh, he's got military experience, and Jason Todd, as far as we know, didn't have any military experience because he's running this army, which doesn't really make any sense. But
well, it's his experience with Batman, maybe,
which isn't military,
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, Batman could totally run an army because he's freaking Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a slight misdirect because I'm like, oh well, because I was going through working under the assumption that it was not Jason Todd. I'm like, well, if
I was hoping the whole time. I'm like, I know you're building it up to be him. Please be anybody else.
Because they had said it was an original character, I thought that all of the stuff with all the flashbacks to Killing Joke and to Death in the Family, I thought all of that was a misdirect.
Yeah, me too.
And
that's what I hoped.
And when it wasn't, I was annoyed.
What do you think about that finale, the taking off the cowl for everyone to see?
I thought it was a very interesting way to finalize this series.
Yeah,
like I did not see that coming, and I liked it. I'll say that when you activate the Nightfall protocol, which you do after after you get the credits, you go and finish off a bunch of side quests. You get to activate the Nightfall protocol, and it plays a cutscene where Batman ostensibly kills himself by blowing up.
Two versions, though.
Right. Well, there are other two versions.
Yeah. There's like a if you do all the side quests, 100% the whole game.
Oh yeah, you get an
additional bonus scene.
Right. Which I watched on YouTube because I'm not going to collect 240 riddles.
I am.
But yeah, the initial one is he goes back to Wayne Manor and it explodes, and which to me was kind of silly because if Batman were going to kill himself in order to protect those around him, he would not have blown up Alfred too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same thing. Like I hated The Dark Knight Rises after absolutely loving The Dark Knight because it's just like, no, this is not how Batman would do it.
Yeah, and it was just. I did like it overall. I didn't like the faking his own death method.
Yeah,
I think they could have done that, and they did the same thing in Dark Knight Rises. So. It wasn't super original, but they made it a little bit more original by having him take off the mask and having. I liked all the extra dialogue they recorded of all the thugs talking about, oh, it's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's really cool if you don't finish some of the side quests and you finish them after in the post cleanup. If you capture the Two-Face or the Penguin, they're like, oh, so you're Bruce Wayne.
Yep. So overall though, like the story or not so high on it.
I really liked it. I mean, the thing I go away with is that the Arkham Knight, to me, is not the ultimate story here. It's named after him, sure, whatever, but I think the bigger story is the whole Scarecrow fear of the Joker taking over dynamic, and that story I really love.
Yep. Ryan, how about you?
I liked it a lot. But I would put it below Arkham City. Arkham City's story stayed with me in a much more powerful way.
Destin?
I agree with Ryan, and I'm just kind of like, about this story, Yeah.
Yeah. And for my part, I was let down by the Arkham Knight, but I liked the themes and way they dealt with a lot of the Joker stuff more than how they actually made it happen and concluded it. But yeah, so that is our thoughts on the Batman Arkham Knight story. We're gonna put the spoiler gloves back on for the rest of the show, but stick around for a little bit more.